Hello guys, welcome back to Tampa Natty. In today's video, I'm going to give predictions for Week 15. For the power rankings, I felt that wasn't really working out exactly. I could give some. If you feel like having those, then I'll give them. I was pretty busy this year, but hopefully next year I'll be able to do some more work with that. So we'll see. Starting off Thursday Night Football, which is actually happening right now. I have Kansas City winning 24-23, even though they're at LA. They're on an absolute rampage, and despite the Chargers beating them earlier in the year, I have the Chiefs winning here. Next up, you have the Las Vegas Raiders at the Cleveland Browns. I have Cleveland winning 24-13. Nothing against the Raiders. They don't seem like a whole football team right now. They're kind of fragmented. They got absolutely destroyed by the Chiefs, thanks for the scoregami, though. They're just in complete free fall, from what I can tell. They're basically like the Dolphins were earlier in the season. I just don't see them pulling it out. I got the Browns winning. Next, you've got the New England Patriots at the Indianapolis Colts. I have the Patriots winning 27-20. Both teams are very hot. But I feel that New England has a better shot of winning that game. So both of those games are Saturday games. New England Saturday night, first Saturday games of the year. We got a few more, like 3 more weeks of it, and then got the playoffs. Next up, you have the Tennessee Titans at the Pittsburgh Steelers. I have Tennessee winning 38-17. Pittsburgh's really good at coming back in these games, it would appear, but Tennessee's not one to give up the upper hand, so I have Tennessee winning pretty heavily and ending the Pittsburgh Steelers season practically by this game. Next, you have the Carolina Panthers at the Buffalo Bills. Buffalo's going to be pissed off that they lost to Brady again, this time on a different team. I have Buffalo beating them 41-10. The Panthers aren't anything really. I mean, they seemed pretty good at the start, but that hasn't panned out at all. And the Bills are looking pretty good right about now, so I have Buffalo winning by a large margin. Next, you have the Washington name redacted at Philadelphia Eagles. I have Washington winning 28-27 simply because I have more faith in Washington. It's difficult to tell because both these teams are very inconsistent. On one hand, you could have the Eagles absolutely obliterating the Saints, which they aren't super good. Washington beat the Bucs, but they struggled against teams like Seattle, of all teams. It's hard to tell. I do think Washington's a better football team in general, but I won't be surprised if the Philadelphia Eagles pulled it out, so I have Washington winning. Next, you have Houston Texans at Jacksonville Jaguars. Jacksonville just fired their head coach, Urban Myers, over not exactly the first terrible thing he's done within a year of the team existing. These are both very bad teams, 2-11. Division rivals, though, so I think it could happen. I don't see this being an interesting game, though. I have Jacks winning 13-10. It's at their place. Maybe this head coach is better. I don't know. I'm throwing dice out. You never know. Houston could win this here. Got a six-sided die. 1-3, Texans win. 4-6, Jaguars win. It's a 2. Maybe Houston will win. I bet Houston. The dice says so. Next up, you have the Dallas Cowboys at the New York Giants. Dallas is a much better team. New York has really pissed off a couple teams, like the Eagles, for example. I have Dallas winning 31-20. The Giants suck. The Giants are the worst. And the Cowboys are, well, even though they're doing their mid-season collapse, they're still a playoff contender. They're still better than this crummy Giants team. I have them ending their season here right now. 4-9 Giants after this. Next, you have the Arizona Cardinals at the Detroit Lions. I've heard people say this is going to be a blowout game, and I agree. Not going to be exactly the biggest blowout. I got Arizona winning 24-3. It's a terrible Lions team. As a Bucs fan, I would love if the Cardinals were to lose this game to the 1-10-1 or 1-11-1 Detroit Lions. So that's gonna be an interesting one. So we'll see what happens there. Next, you got the New York Jets at the Miami Dolphins. Miami is trying their hardest. They are really trying. What do they have to lose? A second-round draft pick? I mean, the Eagles took their first round, so they might as well screw around with the Eagles as much as they can. They're playing against a terrible Jets team, and they're playing at their house. So, even though it was a close game last time, I feel like they're fueled by some otherworldly thing to try and get to the playoffs. I got Miami 28 and New York Jets 14. And so that's the end of the Sunday midday games. Next up, you have the Sunday afternoon games. You've got Cincinnati at the Denver Broncos. This game is interesting. Bengals are interesting this year. I can't get my head around it. They ruined the Baltimore Ravens and absolutely obliterated the Steelers. That's not a huge accomplishment, but it should be said. But they've also struggled against teams like the Bears and against a Packers team that was just ripe for the picking. Damn it, why couldn't you just kick that field goal for once, please? Why couldn't you? Don't cry, it's fine. It's fine. I have the Cincinnati Bengals winning 24-17. I would love for them to win. That would be awesome. Okay. With that being said, I've got my first upset, or what I would consider an upset anyways. You've got the Atlanta Falcons at the San Francisco 49ers, and I don't know. I just have a gut feeling that Atlanta's going to beat out San Francisco. It's going to be somewhat high scoring. Maybe they're going to pull out real fast, and maybe they'll choke a little bit. But I think they'll come through in the end. I got the Falcons winning 31-23. And ever since that Braves game, I haven't seen a Falcon choke yet, from what I can remember. So, and the 49ers, they weren't looking too hot against the Bengals. I'm not saying Atlanta's as good as the Bengals, but I'm just saying, you better get your head on straight, San Fran. I mean, you almost lost to the Lions week 1, so we'll see where we go from here. Next, you have the Green Bay Packers at the Baltimore Ravens. Perhaps fueled by some otherworldly want, I do have Baltimore winning this game. However, if that's assuming that Lamar Jackson's playing. If Lamar Jackson does not play, I give this game wholeheartedly to Green Bay. However, assuming he's there, assuming he's healthy, he doesn't have some twisted ankle or something, Baltimore Ravens win 34-26 at their place, because they're bound for a win, I'd say, and a good one at that, against a contender, the number 1 NFC seed, who I still think are frauds. Moving on, you've got the Los Angeles Rams at the Seattle Seahawks. This is not going to be a hard game to pick. I got the Rams winning 41-16. Seattle sucks. The Rams are hot. Just beat their division rival in the Cardinals. Helped out my Bucs. They're number 2 seed now. 2. Yeah. It'd be funny if Seattle won, but I don't think they will. Moving on. You've got Sunday Night Football. You've got the New Orleans Saints at the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. And for that game, I got a double score. Saints lose 17-34. I don't know what to say. They got Taysom Hill as their quarterback. They've got tons and tons and tons of injuries. They have a losing record. All I've been hearing about, the Saints, they beat the Buccaneers earlier. Whoa, so amazing. You know who else the Saints beat a while ago? It was the Packers, and it was by a lot worse score than 37-28. This Saints team is not good. They're coming to Tampa. It's Sunday night. Brady's going to want revenge. They'll have voodoo magic, sure. I'm sure they'll pull some tricks just to beat Brady up. But ultimately, I got the Saints losing this game. I'm not going to let them beat this team again. I'll be very upset. Maybe this was this is hatred-filled when I filled this out, but you want me to be fair? Okay, fine. Bucks win 28-17 here. Is that better? Okay. Moving on, you've got Monday night. You've got the Minnesota Vikings at the Chicago Bears. Here's another upset that I have in store. I believe that the Chicago Bears will beat Minnesota 27-24. It'll be a close game, but we'll see how it is. They're in Chicago. Minnesota's reeling. It's just the natural order of things for them to miss the playoffs because they play a terrible division rival. That's just how it be sometimes. I'll still cheer for them against the Packers though. But that Lions game was pretty funny. All right, so that about does it. If you want to see power rankings, then put that down in the comments section below. I know hardly anyone will see this, but we'll see. I'll do predictions next week too, and I'll see you then. Have a good one. Peace.